Hey everybody, today I'm going to be telling you a few different ways that you can ask for referrals during a final expense telesales presentation. Okay, as always, like, comment on the video, and subscribe to my channel if you found I brought you value in any way. This is kind of impromptu video here, so I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. There are a few times when you want to ask for referrals specifically. One is at the end of the sale, once you've completed the sale. The other is when you're on a service call, right? If you're servicing the client every 6 months, like you should be calling them, checking in, seeing how they're doing. Every 6 months you call, you want to ask for referrals. And then also on a policy delivery, you want to ask for referrals. So after you've made the sale, I guess when you delivered the policy, and then on every service call that you call, if you call the client for any reason whatsoever, it can be a check-in on a birthday, it can be a check-in to wish them a good holiday, it can be any type of check-in like that, okay? The way that you do this, you want to, first off, check in the description. I have a memory jogger chart that I've put there. It's just a list of different types of people that the client, that may bring some names to their mind. So it may bring like, it has like aunt, uncle, firefighter, police officer, postman, waitress, something like that. So you can go through that list with people, and this is going to help you. So at the end of the sale, you take out your memory jogger and you say this. Now, I am going to run through a list of a few different types of people here, and I want you to think of the first name that comes to mind, okay? So you go through the memory jogger, you go each one until you get 5 names. So you say firefighter, and they're like, I don't know. Then you say mailman, and they say, oh, Paul. Oh, cool, Paul. Now, does he deliver your mail, or do you know him, or what? So you ask a follow-up question on how they know that person, and maybe how they're familiarized with them. And then once you get your 5 names, after going down the memory jogger, you go back to the top of the list and say we're starting with Paul again. You'd say, okay, so Paul, mailman, I've known him for a little while, has been delivering your mail. What's the best number to reach him at? Or say, hey, does Paul have the same phone area code as you on his phone number? And she'll say, oh, I don't know. I don't know his number. Okay, no problem. On to the next one. Then maybe that has their cousin, right, as another person. You say, oh, your cousin. Now, does she have the same area code as you, or is it a different area code? And they say, oh, same one. Okay, and then what's the rest of her number? And then they go through it that way. So there's a way that you can do it at the end of the sale, on a policy review, or when you are on a service call, policy review when you're delivering the policy, or on a service call, and you can use that memory jogger. Now, another way you can do it after the sale is simply by asking. Okay, the biggest problem is that agents really don't ask for referrals. All right, so just by asking for the referral, it can go a long way. Most people are actually pretty willing to give out referrals. Agents just don't ask for them. So when you make sure that you ask, you're doing yourself a ton of justice there. Now, I know most agents simply don't ask. I was one of those agents for a while, but it's super simple, right? Now, as you're going through the presentation as well with your client, before the sale is made, there's going to be probably some people that they're going to talk about in their lives. When you're in the relationship building part of the presentation and you're learning about them and you kind of just figuring each other out, you're going to have names that come up. The client's going to bring up names. Write these names down, and then at the end of the presentation, right, you can say, hey, I know you mentioned that your mom is an important person in your life. I would love to get her this information. What's the best number to reach her at? Or does her phone number have the same area code as yours, or is it a different one? And then they'll say, hey, oh, it's the same one, and you ask for the rest of the numbers. Okay, so there are so many different ways you can ask for referrals, but I would definitely wait till the end of the presentation after you make the sale, when you deliver the policy, or when you're on a service call. Okay, use that memory jogger list to go through and have the client think of names that are associated with the types of people that are on the memory jogger. Take notes during your presentation, all right, and ask if you can reach out to those people as well. Beneficiaries are oftentimes great referrals. And also, you can just say, look, are you happy with the service that I provided you today? And they say, oh, yeah, I am. Say, great. And I'm sure that you'd want to see me be successful. Is that right? Yes, oh, I love that. Awesome. Well, what I'm going to ask you here is just for a few names of people that you think that I could help with this process, or that you think would benefit from the information that I shared with you today. All right, now they may already have a program in place that's totally cool. I'm not going to make them do anything or pressure them. I'm going to kind of go through the same process I went through with you today. But I'd love to reach out to them, because it's important that if you have someone in your life who cares about their family, that they have the same type of protection that your family has. So who's the first person that you can think of? right? And they say, I don't know. They may come up with a name, they may not. If they don't come up with a name, say, what about a cousin or a niece? And then you can go through the memory jogger that way, okay, and run through that. So that memory jogger is really, really going to help you. It's going to be a great tool for you, and you're going to want to use that when you're asking for referrals so that you can have these names come to mind in your client's head. Listen, asking for referrals, there's no major science to it. All right? It's just simply ask for them. You're not going to get referrals every time, but the more you do it, the better that you're going to get on it. So practice asking for referrals. Use the memory jogger. I hope I was able to provide you some insight today. At the end of this video, actually in the description, you're going to want to click the link to learn how to ask for referrals during the holiday season, how to use the holiday season to pull referrals out of your clients. I hope that this helped you. Like I said, guys, there's no secret sauce to asking for referrals. You just got to do it. That's all. And a lot of agents aren't that good at it. You know why? Because they don't do it. So the more you do it, the better that you're going to get. Use that memory jogger. Please comment if you were able to get referrals using this. It's how I get referrals and how I've been able to get referrals on sales. Thank you for taking the time to watch this.